Hello, Giuseppe here. In this video we hope to demonstrate how you can pull a person or object from a picture and replace the background, place them in another background. There are several ways to select an object. I like this quick selection tool, and I use the bracket keys, the keys to the right of the letter P on your keyboard, to increase the size of the cursor with the right bracket key, or with the left, of course, to make it smaller. So with that in mind, I will make a very hasty selection just to demonstrate how we can do this. I'm just passing the cursor over most of the subject, and we can fine-tune it eventually after we get the bulk of it. Alright, now we worked from the inside out to make the selection, and you'll notice in the cursor there's a plus sign. When we want to move the marching ants inward toward the subject, you need to hold the Alt or Option key down, depending on if you have a PC or Mac. Holding the key down changes that plus sign to a minus sign. You notice the minus sign in the circle? So now we're working the dots inward toward the subject, and because the cursor is so big it won't fit in some spots, so I use the left bracket key to make it smaller, still holding now the Alt key down again and pushing the marching ants in toward the subject. Up there, around the head. We'll go around this way toward the hat. Now this is going to require a very tiny cursor to go in that little space. So again, the left bracket key, and cursor is hardly visible, it's so small. I'm going inside between the selections and stretching it out first to capture the entire part of the hat. Now we'll make the cursor a little larger and push back inward by holding the Option or Alt key down. Push this back inward toward his face and trim it up a little there. The rest of that looks good there. We'll go over here and have a very small cursor. Again, Option or Alt key down while I'm coming in toward the subject. That moves the marching ants in there. Alright, working back outward again a little bit to capture the edge of that ear, and pushing the marching ants in toward the mushroom now, right there and there. And now we need to push it inward from over here, right up toward the stem of the mushroom. Okay, and now we'll work from the inside, pushing this outward again to capture the entire mushroom. Alright, not a very likely place to have found a mushroom in one's front yard, which is where this gentleman is. So we decided to give him a new background that's a little more logical, where you might find mushrooms. Let's get that right there a little bit. Alright, I think that's good enough for our demonstration purposes. Now that we've selected it, you see the marching ants are on the entire subject that we want to remove. I like to check my work before I make a final move using the command or Control X, like X, XYZ, X. And what that does is cuts the image out, and if I see any image remaining there, I know I've missed it. So there's not enough missing there to bother with, if any. So again, we'll do the undo now and put him back there again. Okay, we can copy that and put it on the clipboard, which I will do with the Control or Command key down, and C, like C for copy. Alright, now this image is on the clipboard. And if we want to put that on a transparent background, we need to go up here to the very top, File, New, and we want the new image from clipboard. There's the image that was in the clipboard, and it has a transparent background. Anything we blend with this will actually fill in that transparent location there. We can look at our photo bin and see this scenic picture here. We'll take part of that and put our subject in there. So by clicking and dragging on the subject with the transparent background, we put him up here, and with the move tool right over here on the left, this right here is the move tool. That gives us options to enlarge and move the subject wherever we want him. So let's put him, I don't know, maybe about to that size, and let's go over to this area right here, and maybe that's about the right size. Maybe a little bit bigger wouldn't hurt. He's closer to the camera. Look what I found, a mushroom. And when it's positioned where you want it, we just click the green arrow and click on the image anywhere, and we have this. Now, to make it a little more, if we don't want it a panorama, just simply crop it to whatever dimensions you want. We can try this, and maybe we don't want to show all that area there. Maybe use our rule of thirds, putting him over here on the right side. That looks pretty good. So we accept by hitting the green arrow, and notice that we've encompassed more than we want here. So again, we're going to crop, and we don't want that white area on the right side there, certainly. So we'll just recrop here. Let's get this stretched out where we want it, like so, and I think maybe that's a little better. Accept, and there we have it. Now we have a picture with the person taken from his earlier picture that he was originally in, and placed in an area where you might more aptly find mushrooms. That's one way we could have done it, and there are several ways. We'll finalize this video now and hopefully get into some of the other options at another time. Until next time, this is Giuseppe. Thank you.